Hi folks, I'm Sean McCormick and this is the Lightroom blog channel. In this video we're going to look at importing your files into Lightroom. To start import, I press the Import button at the bottom of the left panel. The Import dialog opens. When you have a card plugged in, it shows up in Devices. Photos and drives, including external drives, will show up in Files. Phones show up as a device. Memory cards show up in both devices and files. Generally, you want to use them from device. This is what's on my card. I want a particular set of images imported now, so I click on the first image I want, and to choose a range, I shift-click on the last one. With the selection made, clicking the Import checkbox on any one of them applies it to the entire selection. On the left, we have the source, which is devices and files as we've seen, but you can also use the source list for common file sources or choose a different folder from other sources. What happens to the source files is selected in the center top. With a card, you can choose copy as DNG or copy. With files, you can also elect to move the files or add them. Add leaves them where they are and only gives a limited set of options in the right panel. We'll make a copy, which gives the full range of options. There are other views of the images we're importing. All photos where we are now shows everything on the card. Images selected for import show clearly, but those that aren't are grayed out. New photos shows photos that are not already in Lightroom. The photos that are already in Lightroom is based on whether or not the don't support inspected duplicates setting is turned on. Those that are not importable will be grayed out and not selectable. Destination folders will show photos by the folder they will go to during ingest. Here we see two dates. This is because we have the by date option selected in the destination panel. The ticked images are the ones that will be imported. If you double click on a photo, it goes to loop view. You can zoom in further if you want. You can also click on the grid or loop icons to switch between them. Ticking the box at the bottom includes the file on import. The box is at the side in grid view. You can use the shortcut U to unflag, i.e. deselect for import, or P to pick or include on import. Usually I'm selecting all of them or just a range. You can untick individual images even after selecting a range. I've cropped the head too tight on this shot, so unticking the box will remove it from the selection. Here's how to make a mixed selection of images. Click the first image and shift-click the last. To add to the selection, Control or Command-click on the additional images. To use a different set, just click on any image to clear the current selection. I command-click on the second image here, and I tick the box to import these two images. Now what happens to the images is controlled over here in the right panel. You can choose a destination from the top using the default list or other destinations. I'll be using the destination panel further down instead. The first panel is file handling. Here you build your previews, which I'll talk about in another video. You can also build smart previews here, again a topic for another video. For this import, just select standard from the previews menu. Don't import suspected duplicates. Checks the file date, size and name to see if it's already in the catalog. If you turn this off, you can import a file again. You can also make a backup copy using Make a Second Copy To. Clicking on this lets you choose another location. You can add to a collection. Here, I'll create a collection called GTI Fashion. I'm not adding to a collection set. If I wanted to add more to this collection easily after import, I could use the Set as Target Collection box and use the shortcut B to add new images to this collection. Clicking Create will make the collection. File renaming allows us to give useful names to the photos. I will cover this in another video. For now, I use a custom one I've created, which uses the date, custom name and suffix. I'll change the custom section to GTI-Fashion. I use the dash because Google reads these as spaces for search and it helps with my SEO. Apply during import is next. I'm not going to add a develop preset because it's a sticky setting and I am sure to forget it for the next import. Metadata preset is next. Untitled preset is already selected. It's a preset I've created and I didn't name. Clicking Edit will bring up the dialog, and by selecting Untitled preset from the list, you can see the copyright information I've already added. I just should have named it better. Keywords describe what's in the photo to make it searchable. I'm just including GTI and fashion for this one. Destination is next and is a key option. This selects where the photos will live on your drives, and it's essential for you to be able to find your photos, so you should know where they're going. Into subfolders puts images into a subfolder of the highlighted directory. Options below this go below the subfolder. So if I create a fashion subfolder, we can see that fashion is created under the highlighted pictures folders with our dated folders under it. In my opinion, it's fine like this if you use the into one folder option, but for a by date option, I don't find it that useful. I prefer if it was just a subfolder of the dated folder option. I'll turn up subfolder and the files will go up into 2017, then 03 and then the 07 folder. There are other dated options. First is a year folder with a month date subfolder. Next is a longer dated subfolder. Third uses the named month and the date. Personally, I use the year month date option. Each slash in the date menu indicates a subfolder, so this one is a 2017 folder with an April subfolder, which in turn has an 05 subfolder. This is the one I use because it shows the dates in order. After import, I'll rename the date subfolder and include information to show what is in the folder. That's the basics of import. Click Import to begin the import. Looking at the progress bar, you'll see the import status. First, you copy the files, and then the previews are generated. We have jumped to the current import folder. When the import finishes, this will turn into previous import. If you go to Preferences, you can turn off this option and stay in the folder you're currently working in. Usually I have this turned off, but as it's a new computer, I haven't got to it yet. Note, you can turn on the option to run import when you insert a card here too. I'm going to skip ahead now to the preview generation part so you don't have to watch the entire import. Now we're on to building standard previews. These three dots indicate that the preview hasn't been built yet. As each preview is generated, the three dots go away. To get to the folder the images are in, right-click on an image and choose Go to Folder in Library. I mentioned changing the folder name after import, so I right-click on the folder and choose Rename. I leave the date part and add GTI Fashion and click Save. I know you can search using any of the entered metadata you have, but I do like having a visual representation of what's in the folder. That way I can just glance at the folder name and know exactly what's in it. So that's the basics of import in Lightroom. We look at other aspects like previews and file naming and metadata presets in other videos shortly. Hey folks, hope you liked that. If you did, hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, if you want to get notifications, click on the bell. Thanks for watching.